Yo, what is up, Play for Free fans? This is Cinestics, bringing you another gameplay commentary. Today I'll be reviewing the M5K, but I will be doing just as I did last time with the ACR. One half, naked gun review. Second half, suggested attachments for the weapon. Of course, I'll go into some of the stats, but I'll give my overall opinion of the weapon because most people seem to enjoy that more than going in depth. If you want to go in depth, I gotta suggest going to Pellets Channel. Good friend of mine, y'all should know that by now. And if you want to really hear about how this weapon performs, in-depth stats and everything, deviation and all that you need to know, go talk to Pellets, go watch his videos, I'll link it in the description. Now, talk about this weapon without any attachments. I'd got early access to it, I had one day to use it, so I had to get on a good, decent server to play with it. It's kind of hard to do because this weapon without attachments doesn't perform too well on bigger maps like Karkin, Oman, etc, etc. Even Myanmar, I had a lot of trouble getting some good kills with it. So, of course, like everybody else, I had to revert to Sharqi since no servers were running Basra at the time. I would have just done that just to change it up just a little bit. So, mind the fact that it's Sharqi gameplay, and I do upload a lot of that, sadly, but I apologize. Anyways, this weapon without attachments doesn't perform all that great, like I just said, but it's still a good little weapon. Now, it has a secondary feel to it, much like the 93R, but I do find that the 93R seems to perform a little bit better for me at range. So, and not just that, as you can see here, you really get dusted against the FAMAS, though I don't know how that's going to change once it's nerfed. You might have a better chance, being that this weapon for the engineer class does perform greatly in close quarters environments. Now, the damage is already pretty high, so I wouldn't suggest using any damage modifying attachments, more so just the ammo capacity, but in this case, really Viper Mags would be all you would need, but I'll get on to more attachments later on. Now, for the actual quick stats of this weapon, not store stats, just some pellets passed on to me in official stats. It has a rate of fire of, or rounds per minute of 821, and there's no burst delay, so you can continuously burst this weapon really fast. Much like the 93R, but I find it's a little bit quicker, maybe that's just the sound the weapon gives off. Now, the reload speed is the same as the MP5, and I would say the G53. The reload speed is at 2.8 seconds, which is extremely fast, and it's extremely efficient, being that it's an engineer weapon. It should have a fast reload. Now, the aim down sight time is 0.05 seconds, which is really quick, though not always necessary, being that the hip fire is so great. Now, I wouldn't suggest hip firing while jumping, which some people do tend to do it sometimes, or while jumping in aim down sight. It's really not suggested because the burst will miss, and if you do get hits, it will not be effective. Now, just a quick little thing about this, it's accurate, as you can tell, and low recoil. I didn't find a need for any stock, but if I did put a stock, which I will show you later on, balanced is highly suggested. Now, this is from both Pellets and my personal experience. Now, I'm going to go ahead and give I need to give a shout out to somebody. It's something I don't particularly do, but Darth Conquer of Hell's Penguin, which I recently joined. I don't know if I should say community or clan, but his son, he wanted me to give him a shout out. And let me see if I pronounce this right, but I think it's Leet speak for Brute Killer, but he's part of the Honey Badgers. Don't want to keep, I typed HP typed, but I want to say Honey Badgers, but it's Hell's Penguins. They are actually, most of them were part of Honey Badgers, or still are, and many of the Honey Badgers are actually over there as well. Now, if you don't know most of the guys there, I'll go ahead and name Army Delta. You should know him because of the Battlefield Radio, which I just played in one of their servers and uploaded a video. Should have been yesterday or the day before. So you can go ahead and I'll put the bookmark to their server so you guys can know what I'm talking about and go enjoy it for yourselves. But right here, I'm playing on the GODZ server at the time. Next, I'll probably switch over to the Hell's Penguin server when I'm showing the actual attachment setup I plan to go on. Now, I wish I would have shortened this part because there's not much else to say about this weapon without attachments. I'm hoping that, I'll just let y'all enjoy the rest of this gameplay, and I'll continue to commentate as soon as we get on to the next part of the video. And enjoy the rest of this part, and I will see you in the near future. So here we are at my loadout. I'm just going to go ahead and quickly select some attachments. This was actually taken after I did the next video you're about to see. So I'm sorry I had to cut off of there, but I had too much time left in between. I don't know how long this commentary is going to be, but I tried to put everything in together. But as you see here, I'll be running the Viper, standoff, and balanced attachments, and I'm going to throw on a red dot. The reason I chose balance is because as suggested by Pellets, and I'd already used it with balance. Really good, and he said standoff was the best to go for, not predator. But if you want a good CQC setup, I suggest close-in barrel, CQC mags, and balance stock for a, let's see, it's for a 3-shot kill at close range up to 20 meters, which is highly effective. But that would mean you're only going to focus on small maps, and, well, you could use it on large maps, but the risk would be that you'd always have to get up close and personal. Like, say on Oman, you would have to go around D or Camp C to get any effective kills with it. And, you know, they have their CQC environments on those big maps, but as far as long range, you're probably going to be stuck using your sidearm, whatever it may be, and or your RPG. But if it's a big map, you probably have vehicles to worry about, and your RPGs are a little bit more important to use as such. As you see here, I recently just got the 93 on my engineer. I already had it on my recon, but I thought the combination of the two was super effective, and you felt like a douchebag just running around with 2 burst fire weapons. Just awesome CQC setup. But right here, like I said, I was using the standoff, balanced, and Viper mags. Viper mags is probably going to be the go-to for this weapon. Casket would be nice, but I find that the damage buff is nice, and, you know, a little bit of ammo on the side is also good to have. Now, as you can see, the burst fire is quick, very fast, like I had said earlier. It's very effective, and you're not losing accuracy because the recoil is non-existent, and the hip fire recoil is also non-existent, and there's hardly any spread to begin with due to its high accuracy. Now, I suggest the red dot because in close quarters, the red dot's pretty much go-to. I don't know much about the hollow sight, but I had used the M145. The M145 is actually quite effective on it, though it's half the size of the gun. At longer ranges, which this weapon can still perform pretty well at, it did pretty well. It did pretty good for having such a big optic on there, though it didn't provide that much zoom. As we all know, it provides 2 times zoom, which is hardly anything. But I suggest sticking to the beautiful iron sights or red dot. Hollow sight might perform well, but being that it brings the weapon so close to your face, I'm not too sure about that. Now, not much else to say about this weapon. I really enjoyed how it performed with attachments, being before while using it without. I felt kind of iffy about this gun, and it wasn't really a buy for me to begin with, but now I find I will use it a little bit more often, but I do prefer my MP7 and all my other weapons. But it is, and here's what I want to go into, it is really unique. It does bring something new to the table for the engineer class, unlike the ACR, which kind of didn't really feel like it was in a class of its own. It just, you know, it was new, it was there. It didn't have anything particular to bring to the table, much like the M5K does. And I keep wanting to say the MP5K because that's the real name, but we'll just call it the M5K, K standing for German for the compact. But anyways, not going to get into the real still. The reason it's unique is obviously stated. It's got a quick reload, not what makes it unique, but it has quick reload and it's burst fire, and that's something new to the engineer class, and I would like to see more burst fire weapons expanding onto other classes. As we know, the assault already has several, but the engineer, I find it's extremely unique, and I want to see this more often. And if it's possible, throw a burst fire weapon on the medic class or the recon class. I don't know what they could possibly use, but it's just got to happen. I'm enjoying burst fire weapons so much in this game right now, and that's what makes this weapon so unique. And they really balanced it out just right. I mean, for having burst fire and its accuracy being so high, but and damage high, but its range being so low, I think they hit the nail on the head here. And I can't appreciate this weapon anymore. It's loads of fun. The sound's pretty funny. You know, it sounds like it's not doing too much damage, but it packs quite a punch. So, I'm going to let you enjoy the rest of this video. Not much else to say about this weapon, but personally, I'd say it's a buy. Now, for the unlock price, I wouldn't pay for the unlock price. It's not something you would start a new account or be at rank 16 to unlock. I say go ahead, get to rank 28, you know, put out the money when it's unlocked, you know, or the credits, whichever it may be, because 20,999, or was it 20,099 funds, really not worth buying the weapon for, especially if you're going to have to dish out more money for different attachments you probably never used before, because not many people, I believe, have balanced stock or standoff for their engineer class. I just had to buy it just to do this video, to be honest. So I suggest it's a buy, but wait for it. I don't think it's a rank 28 unlock, to be honest, but it's best to wait it out for that. There's no reason anyone should have to buy it day one, because there's plenty of other weapons you can pre-buy and be known as a douchebag in the forums for. But anyways, hope y'all enjoyed the rest of this commentary, or just the gameplay overall. I hope y'all enjoyed the commentary part in general. But as always, guys, much love and respect on the battlefield, soldiers, and please like, favorite, subscribe. Even though I don't usually ask that, I would really appreciate it, because I'm really working on trying to get better content out for you. I'm trying to fix the borders on my videos, trying to get a new intro going. But anyone willing to do that, I'll give you some information and just overall things to know about me, what I'd want in the intro, because it's time for a new one. And of course, I'm pretty sure you're all tired of the old one. And, you know, it's a little too dubsteppy now. I need something different. But anyways, guys, later on,
enemy infantry spotted! Position cleared and under control. Lost the fire base! Enemy infantry spotted! Position cleared and under control.